by a man when I was 7 years old. It happened right in front of my house while I was roller skating with my friend. The guy crouched down behind me and then put his hand inside of my underwear and started playing with my private parts. My body was frozen from fear. Since then, I've preferred short hair and avoided wearing skirt. I looked like a boy. Did I become a boy at that moment? No, my sex had never changed. Now, please imagine if the guy who has molested me tries to get the certificate from a doctor to prove he's transgender, and he can change his ID from male to female. It is already happening all over the world. Suddenly, some man said, I feel woman, and just because they love to have long hair and put makeup, and in the end, some of them assault women. It is happening in Japan as well. Let me tell you some trans issues in Japan. A trans-identified man working at the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry filed a lawsuit claiming he is unable to use the same toilets as other female employees is discriminating. And he won the case. He hasn't had the surgery. It means he has penis. In public bus and hot spring, which is a part of Japanese culture, a transgender trans-identified man, foreign tourist without surgery entered a woman's bus. A Japanese trans-identified man without surgery was arrested after being found in women's bus. He said it was wrong for him not to be allowed in the women's bus because he feels like a woman. By the way, even though men have an operation of genitals, they are still men. Yep. This is just a fact. And Tokyo Metropolitan eliminated 60% of public women's restroom in central Tokyo. Now, women's toilet turned all gender. A well-known historic women's university in Tokyo has started accepting transgender identified male students. Those men are allowed to move into the women's dorm and invade their space. In Japan, mainly 3 women, their name is Komugi, Shiori, and Takuko, fighting for women's rights. Komugi is the only one always show her true face in the public and on the media. They are out in the streets every weekend reading speeches of women's rights, talking to people face to face and informing them about these crazy transgender issues while receiving hate from the LGBT community. All what women claim is, we want a safe space for women. We deserve dignity. The difference between Japanese women and the women in UK is Japanese women hide their face very carefully while protest, even though their claim is nothing wrong. However, there is a reason Japanese women hide their face very carefully because many of them, they don't have a high social status and the law and justice doesn't protect women. Like Japan is too tolerant when it comes to sex offenders. For example, recently, a woman was arrested for tax fraud and she was sentenced 9 years. Meanwhile, men tend to get only 2 to 4 years when 2 to 4 years in jail when they sexually assault underage girls and rape women. In this situation, how can we women raise our voice confidently and have a safe women's space? It sounds very hopeless. However, I believe that the existence of you women all here speaking existence of women like you all here who openly speak up for women's rights is such a big encouragement to women in Japan. You empower women all over the world. I appreciate your voice and showing women's strength. Thank you very much for listening.